Hello everybody, welcome back to In Deep, In Development's dedicated live stream for this week. We're very happy to be bringing you a special guest today, but before we get to that, I have with me compadres, should we say? Co-workers, compadres. We've got Nick. Nick, if you could say hello.
Hello!
That way, hello, and I've got Lily.
Hello everyone.
Hey. Awesome. Thanks. This week, in case you didn't know, if this is the first time you're tuning in, you can go back and watch yesterday's live stream, which is a little bit rocky. Unfortunately, I had to cut out the dead air where I had about 3 minutes of not having this on. So we've unfortunately lost the chat logs. So if anybody was looking back to revisit those, they're gone. But this time I will not fuck that up. I promise. Yeah. The whole reason why we're streaming this week is for the Crisis Appeal, which is a charity for, whoopsie daisies, I need to turn that one on. Sorry about that, guys. Oops, that's not the right one. Let's think about the script. Hello. There we go. We're fundraising for the Crisis Appeal, which is for homeless and poverty people. It's poverty people. It's a charity that looks after homeless and dealing with issues around poverty. We have a goal of £1,000. Yesterday we did a lot of good on that. We're up to 242. I know a lot of people were trying to hit that opportunity to take us exactly to 200. So thank you very much for the £6. The £6 winner, the person who got there first, was Andy Biddleator, who came in and donated twice. Yeah, amazing. Let me just turn you guys up. Actually, I don't know. Let us know in the chat if the others are too loud. Just say like, Nick and Lily, can you just give me some levels?
Hello.
Hello. Oh, that's That's very, feels loud. Let us know if it's too loud. But yes, thank you very much to everybody who's donated so far. Shout outs to Tom Lewis, Dan Logan, Lisa Turnbull, Biddle, Twice, Do Biddles, Kathy Wang, Pedro, Diana, Headley, Biddle again, Ali, wow, amazing. And Bradley Moore, Claire Donaldson, Donnie, Gimli, I love you. You're beautiful. I miss you. I want to toss you like a fucking dwarf. You're amazing. So today it would be really good if we could maybe even double that. Who knows? Like dig deep generously. This isn't just about people who are, I know everybody's struggling. It's a very difficult time. A lot of work is very shaky at the moment. But remember that we need to support those that actually have nothing in this and they will be forgotten. Especially under the Tories. So please give generously. The links are all down below. So make sure that you pay attention to that. And there's lots of other juicy links down below.
Also, if you miss anything, we can put stuff in the chat, which will hopefully exist after today.
Yes, it
Maybe.
will. Yes, it will. Brilliant. Can we actually, who is in the chat? Actually, give us a shout. So Kathy Wang. Hello, Kathy. Thank
Fanny
you.
and Tom.
Sally and Tom.
Fanny and Tom.
Oh, Fanny and Tom. Oh my gosh. They're in the chat this time. You were lurking. You're lurking yesterday. I know you're lurkers. You be lurking out there. I'm watching you. Come on, join the chat, guys. Really glad to have you. So Kathy Wang works at the Dots, solving all kinds of technical issues that we have in there. Really appreciate that. One of our supporters. Fanny Hutinator. Gonna have to pull you up again, girl. You know I'm gonna have to do that. It's gonna be embarrassing for her. It's gonna be embarrassing. She's gonna wish she hadn't come in now. That's right. Never allow. That's it. Follow Fanny right here, right there, on Instagram, but also on Vimeo. Amazing director coming up. Fanny, her website, right here, will be popping up. And of course, Tom. It's Tom Ralph, right? He's in the stream as well.
Yes.
One of our previous guests. Tom, you know, let's just find Tom Ralph. Pulling up his website. Hello, guys. Oh, oops. Oh, oops. The website's dead. You might want to fix that one, Tom. Oh, dear. It's okay. We'll get his Vimeo up right there. He's with Caviar as well. Who else is in the chat here today? Ali's back. Lovely Ali Albion. Again, links. We posted all our links from everybody who was in the chat yesterday in the comments, so please seek them out. Add them to your network. They're all brilliant, wonderful people. Cal Holland's here. Amazing, of one of our supporters. Thank you very much, Cal. Cal is the person who's actually hooked us up with your favorite and mine, 5 Points Brewing. Right there. Cal, I just saw your email. I didn't see it, but Cal is going to be hooking us up with some lovely prizes for our final challenge at the end of this week. But they also have a promotion that they have, which we'll let you know about later as soon as I can actually check the email and see what that is. But we will be sticking it in the comments and the description below, so everybody can do it. I think it might even be a discount code because they're not brewing at the moment, but I think the warehouse is open still, Cal. Is that correct? Let us know. And Ambit sound. Okay, Ambit, you're gonna have to get a shower here. Here we go. Ambit sound. Let's check it out. Ambit sound. Music composition, sound design. Hello, welcome back to the chat. Everybody check them out. Ambit, I know you're on Instagram as well. So there's the handles. Again, we will be adding everybody's added here. You know what? Let me just check. Are you following us? Mate, are you following us? I don't know. Can somebody check that out? Because if you're not following us, that's just embarrassing. Who's this new follow here? Steph Joes. Here we go. I think you might be in the chat. Concept developer and creative. Okay, here we go. Bam. welcome. I'm guessing you're in the chat, or else you wouldn't have instinctively just added us there. Dom, oh my god, Dom's in the chat. Yeah. Hello, my boy. Yeah, big time. Board game massive. Yeah. Actually, weirdly, would not be doing this stream if Dom didn't help me figure this out. You're an inspiration. Also, you're never allowed to come to my house again because you fell in the bath when you're fucked off your face. Here we go. Anyway, who else is in the chat? Who else is here? What's Cal saying? Correct. Still shipping out beer across the country. Yes, that's right. 5 points. Keep it strong.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes. We've got donations coming in.
Donations?
Yes.
Oh, hold on. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah.
Tom has donated £10. Daisy has also donated £10.
Daisy, Sarah. Daisy, you're on Instagram? I know it's Daisy. We just hooked up. We just hooked up on the dots. not that sounds weird. Thank you so much, Daisy. Where are you? Daisy, let us know what your Instagram thing is and I'll pull you up. You're definitely on the dots. Daisy dots. Daisy, I'll pull you up. Daisy Sarah. There you go. Daisy Sarah. She's over on the dots. As you can see from here, one of our supporters. And they are lovely people over there. A tiny team, but they do so much for people. Connecting. It's thematic is what we do. So, yes. Who else? What else is going on? Wait. I need to go back. So, Daisy, thank you so much for the donation. Really appreciate it. Fanny, thank you so much. Tom, you're a legend. Thanks, guys. If all our previous guests could be donating, that would take us a long way to the thing there. I really, really freaking appreciate that. What else are you guys seeing in the chat? Is there anything I've missed? Anything I missed? All good? No.
Not yet.
Okay.
Exposed. So they're enjoying being exposed.
Okay, guys. I think the first thing that we want to do is this is day 1 of the lockdown. This is it's a topical thing, and it's going to be affecting pretty much everybody's lives. If you don't know, or you're tuning in from abroad, the UK is now under lockdown for 3 whole weeks. So we're all confined to our homes, and because we're a community here, we want to just check. It's kind of have a little bit to check in with everybody.
How are you feeling about that, Ross?
I've got weird mixed feelings right now. I don't really know. I've got mostly because I've got a daughter now that's you try to keep a 2.5-year-old inside and entertained. Yeah. My partner's looking after her today, so I can do this.
Who else has got kids they got to look after now? Shout out in the chat.
Shout out. Children massive. God bless them. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of nice to see everything quiet, but then also it's freaky. It's a freaky situation, but I'm keen to just get on with it. The sooner we get this lockdown done, the sooner we can fight and get on with it. How are you, Nick? Where are you at, and how are you feeling?
Well, my life living and working at home, it really hasn't changed that much. So, the postman doesn't judge me for wearing my pajamas at the moment.
Yeah. How are you interacting with your postman? Do you ask him to put it down and step away?
I talk to him through the letterbox.
Okay.
But let's hear it for Weinstein, hey.
Yay! No.
Coronavirus.
Actually, no, because that if he dies, that's an easy way out. That's easy. Come on. Your sound effects are too quiet for me, Nick. I think that they won't be able to hear them. We need to turn them up. Lily, where you at? How you feeling?
All over the fucking place. Sometimes good. Sometimes it's a good excuse to be quarantined so you can work on creative things you've been putting on the back burner. And other times you're like, this is horrible. This is weird. But I think we have to have the opportunity we can
Oh, that is awesome. You see what Andy Biddle's just said?
What does he say?
Anyone with kids, I am making daily story time videos.
Oh shit! Is that over on?
Yeah.
Is that?
Point us to him, Andy. Point us to him.
Yeah, Andy. Is it on your Instagram?
But yeah, there's a little bit of a delay, so we can't expect him to respond in time.
Yeah. Oh, it might be on his YouTube actually. YouTube.
Yeah, very cheap.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, Andy. We'll be passing that around, don't you worry.
Where did he say it's at? YouTube.
It's on his YouTube.
Oh, I followed him. Andy Biddle YouTube. Banging, Andy. Okay, guys, in case you haven't already followed him there, here he is. Hang on. Is this the same Andy Biddle? I already followed him. It's here. It's here. What am I doing? Here it is. He posted it yesterday.
Just put it in the comments, he says.
Just put it in the comments. I don't know how. So there he is.
He has.
He has. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Awesome. I'll be showing that to Molly later. Or tomorrow when it's my day. It's my turn.
That is terrific.
Thank you so much. Amazing. Yes. Let's hear more from you guys. If you're making stuff, like, are you making pasta? Are you doing, like, how are you coping, really? Like, is this, it can't be easy at the moment.
Any tips or tricks? You got any tips for us? How to get through the day?
Yeah, we're always willing to take those situations. But again, super helpful things. Follow Andy's example. Follow these fine people's example, and donate to people who might not even have access to YouTube. How are you supposed to survive this? Kathy Wang, you're doing it again? Girl, what are you doing? 30 quid, Kathy Wang.
Oh.
Can I have a siren? Can I have a horn? A Kathy horn?
I got it, Wang.
All right, he'll come back. Oh, the again? Ka-ching! Yes, thank you so much, Kathy. Thank you, and thanks, guys. Oh, Rebless Films back in the house. Hello. Let's have a conversation, either with Nick or Ed or somebody. Like, get in touch. Let's have a conversation, Rebless. Again, your links will be stuck below. Everybody who's chatting and contributing your things, whether you like it or not, will be put down below for people in perpetuity to be stalking you, finding you. Anyway, I think we should move on to our guests, because they're very patiently sitting on mute. I would very much like to take this opportunity to introduce our guest, who, yes, we're slightly changing. We're going back to our regular sort of event things. If you go to it, we generally have a guest on to talk about some of their work. And today we're going to be featuring the director, Joe Connor, who you guys might know from his campaigns for Land Rover, Volvo, lots of music video work. You should definitely find him. We'll be throwing all of his links again down below. You might have even seen in the title, so there was kind of like a spoiler alert. Joe is represented by Rogue, but also by Chief. He'll correct me on these things, or like the specifics of those things, in case anybody wants to interact with him. What is going on here? Yes, that's okay. He's there.
I'm just chuckling in the background. Hello.
Oh, hold on a second. Beat me to it. And his socials are here for you all. Again, we'll be doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick, Lily, would you please welcome Joe Connor to In Deep, the shortcut thing. Welcome, Joe.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very good.
Amazing. Where are you at the moment?
I'm in my house just near Crystal Palace.
Oh, very nice.
I'll give out my address. You can just
yeah, I'll just get Google Maps up.
Distant cup of tea.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. How's the lockdown looking for you? What are you thinking?
I mean, I sort of created a career for myself as a kind of traveling intercontinental filmmaker. So it's sort of stopped that a little bit, which is a bit of a shame. But now I have to work out how to do stop motion animation or something that I can do in my kitchen.
Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, even Andy can't do that. It's so time consuming, right?
Yeah, but it's pretty good, man. I've done a lot of work on the garden, and I did a jigsaw. That's something I've never done.
What kind of jigsaw?
I did a jigsaw. Yeah, unbelievable.
What kind? How many pieces? How many pieces are we talking here?
It was 1,000-piece map of the world.
Oh, nice.
And she'll kill me for saying this, but I was doing it with my girlfriend, and she thought it was a joke map because all the countries were touching each other. She didn't think that all the countries touched each other. Like,
At one point.
you couldn't go from like Portugal to Africa, and that was sort of made it quite difficult to do this jigsaw.
Have you seen the jigsaws they're like 1,000 pieces, but they're one colour? So one of my mates got one, and it was jet black.
Oh,
And it's just this giant, hellish jet black jigsaw, but it's kind of amazing.
That's seriously goth. I love it. Just like everything is black.
It's weird. It's really weird. It's like Death Star or something.
Oh shit! Damn. Well, were you working on something that I know you were just traveling just before the before things started to get quite serious as well, weren't you, Joe?
Yeah, I was out in Rio, actually. Yeah, I was in Brazil. We were shooting a commercial, and we just managed to sneak it in, basically. The sort of 2 days after we landed back was kind of the time when the British government decided that it might be a good idea to do something, because up until then it was like, it was pretty relaxed. So, but yeah, we were out in Rio de Janeiro, which at the time had no cases. So it was like we were sort of escaping to the only part of the world which, South America was really kind of unaffected at that point. So we're going to the only part of the world that was pretty relaxed. So that was nice. But then we came back to sort of landed back into a sort of weird dystopian future,
Yeah.
But we work. It was a really nice shoot. We were out in the shooting in the rainforest just outside Brazil, which is sort of like a very small section of an East Coast rainforest. And yeah, it was a lovely project. That was with Rogue, so that was nice.
And when what's sort of like the map of what happens with that now?
Well, actually, we sort of finished it up, but I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I hope it's going to go on TV because it's a really lovely commercial, but it was definitely for something that is probably shut now.
So it might be like delayed for now.
Yeah, maybe. It's definitely for a thing that's not, you can't go to. So so whether that surfaces, it'd be lovely if it does. I hope it does. But I'm really unsure about, which is why I'm hesitant to say what it's for in case it's NDA'd and stuff. But it was a lovely little commercial.
Can't wait to see it, man. Are you?
There's a couple of music videos that I'm writing on at the minute, but it's kind of like, nobody really knows what the rules are yet. So we're kind of sort of writing music video for both kind of different post-apocalyptic scenarios. Somewhere, where everything goes back to normal, which sounds ridiculous. Somewhere everything goes sort of semi back to normal, and somewhere we're not allowed to leave our houses for the next year. So we're kind of sort of writing different variations of music videos at the minute, which is
wow. Are you sort of thinking of just like writing it sort of as a general thing of just going like, this is the concept, because I might have to just let the track go and just say, I'm just writing this in those imaginary scenarios, so then one way or the other could be maybe fitted to something else, or you're writing specifically to a brief?
Yeah, do you know what? This is like maybe something that has been has made my work sort of something that's made my work have its own kind of style up until now, but also sort of doesn't help me in times like this, is that I always write to the track. I never write generic ideas, and then I never write an idea going, that'll be a great music video, and then try and attach it to the track. I always just sit and go mad listening to the track 300 times a day. And and the idea comes out of the music. So I've always found it really hard to sort of cross-pollinate ideas. So yeah, I'm still writing ideas, directed tracks, and kind of, but trying to keep them loose enough so that whatever the future holds, we can do an iteration of it in some way.
And do you think that is influenced by yourself? It's like you're also a writer and performer yourself. Do you think that has influenced your sort of approach in that sort of way?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, I got into this whole world quite strangely. It was I kind of came in through the back door because I went to drama school instead of film school and trained as a theatre director, but I sort of specialised in kind of mime and silent theatre. And then I was always sort of playing music and writing music, and I was always in bands, and I was always sort of doing open mic nights. And so music videos just seemed like the perfect way for a frustrated musician who had skills in mime to kind of work, because they're essentially silent storytellers, silent stories, silent films. You sort of let the music tell the story. And then, I just love music, and I love playing music, and I love writing music. And so it's just a really nice space to work, really. I really enjoy it. I sort of love, sort of deconstructing lyrics or rhythms and trying to find ideas within lyrics and find ideas within like sounds. And, a lot of my work comes out of quite abstract elements of the music, I suppose, is, noises or, the sound of the guitar or the sound of the drums will spark an idea, and I'll be like, I hear that from that sound. Most of the artists I work with are kind of sitting there going, well, you base this idea on the sound of the bass? That's bizarre. But, it's kind of just how I work, really. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, I think that's actually a fantastic opportunity for us to move into the first piece that you want to talk about, actually, because we asked Joe to pick just one piece to talk about today that he feels is particularly memorable, has an interesting story or challenge behind it. And the choice, before Joe says anything about it, I think we should watch it. It is a Coldplay track, correct, Joe?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And how did this project come to you?
So this project came to me via a commissioner called Sam Seeger, who's absolutely amazing. He's one of my favourite people in the industry. He's a brilliant person. If anyone's ever worked with him, you'll know. If you haven't worked with him, try and work with him, because he's just wicked. And it came really bizarrely. I think the project I'd done before was a bunch of videos for the Maccabees for their last album. So I've got a frog in my throat, a quarantine frog. Hang on.
That's all right. I've not
spoken to anyone in days. No.
That's all right. Take a drink. I'm just showing everybody your Vimeo. This is the Vimeo. Go and check it out. This is also where you can find everything that's. You can find the video that we're going to be talking about. It's over there. What happens with my fingers? It's over there, and you can see more of his work on there, because I think that and the website are probably the best thing to consume the most of Joe. So sorry, carry on. You were approached by the commissioner?
Yeah, so I'd not really got into the pop world yet. I'd kind of done a lot of sort of indie bands and guitar music. So the last project I'd done was this project for the Maccabees for their last album, and then Sam just sent the track over through my agent Alexa, and they were I think they were looking for someone sort of that hadn't done a lot of pop videos before. They wanted a kind of different vibe or a different feel, I think. So yeah, it was kind of like just a little gift that got dropped into my inbox, and it was just a really nice project to work on. And I just sat and wrote this idea about this ice skater, and I mean, I don't know if you're going to play any of it, but
let's don't give away anything else. What we'll do is we're going to play the whole thing now. and you all can watch it. Joe's going to be watching it on a bit of a delay, so I'll just tell him. He can just imagine. He can imagine what happens in this video. He's seen it enough times. He's seen it enough. So what we'll do is we'll play the whole thing now, and then we will come back and chat some more. All right? Cool. Let's see. Where have I found it? Here it is.
They say people come, they say people go. This particular diamond was extra special. And though you might be gone, and the world may not know, still I see a celestial. And I should, but I can't let you go. But when I'm cold, I'm cold. Yeah, when I'm cold, cold. There's a lot that you give me when I'm in shadow. There's a feeling within me, an everglow. Like brothers in blood, or sisters who ride. Yeah, we swore on that night we'd be friends till we died. But the changing of winds and the way waters flow, life is short as the falling of snow. And I'm gonna miss you, I know. But when I'm cold, cold in what I wrote, so I know you're always with me, and the way you will show, and you're with me wherever I go. And you give me this feeling, this everglow. What I wouldn't give for just a moment to hold, because I live for this feeling, this everglow. So if you love someone, you should let them know. Oh, the light that you give me will ever glow.
Hey! Okay, we're back. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for watching that. That was wonderful. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. So, Coldplay. What? how did this happen? You told us how this thing came to it. What's the story?
So in the video came with just, or the track came with just one kind of line of a brief, which is that I think at the time, you know, it was quite a well-documented period in Chris's life, and this song is kind of about a very well-documented time in his life. So he sort of wanted to reference it, but not overly reference it, and you know, almost kind of find a different way to talk about the things that everyone was talking about in his life. So I sort of wrote this idea about how when you're going through a breakup, the thing that actually kind of hurts the most, or the thing that you feel a lot as a human, is when you just miss that other person that used to support you. And it's not even really about, like, you know, the future of like, oh, we were going to get married and you know, or they were married, or like we're going to do this and that and all the things you were going to do. You actually just miss having your mate with you. That, you know, that's the sort of thing that you feel. I sort of was trying to find this idea of like how to show that visually, how to show this sense of loss, of support, and I kind of came up with it's sort of an Andy Kaufman thing, actually. You know, I sort of sit on YouTube and just watch I get interested in very random things, and at the time in my life I was really interested in figure skating. I was sort of like, just couldn't stop watching videos of figure skaters. I thought they were amazing, you know, and I just kind of came up with this idea of a figure skater that you didn't know was dancing with a partner, but you were subtly it was subtly inferred that actually there was someone there that you couldn't see. And that was the kind of thread that I sort of ran with. But then the actual execution of that was really, really difficult. Really difficult. Because it came that then we were sort of like, you know, do we do it with wires? Do we do it with CGI? Do we do it in a motion capture suit? Do we do it in, I don't know, like, you know, we started to come up with all these we were going to build rigs to like hold her up, and everything it got quite insane at one point with the thoughts of how we were actually going to do it.
Right.
There was also the added element of, there is a cut of this video where Chris Martin's in the video and he's on the ice playing on his piano, which I think you've got some of my photography of him.
Yeah.
That's been flashing up on your YouTube. But so they also wanted us to shoot it within half an hour of anywhere they would be in the world at any time. So, because they were touring, so they were like, Chris will travel half an hour. So whatever shoot day it is, you have to find out where the nearest city they will be, where the city they will be playing in that night, and your location has to be half an hour from that venue.
Oh my God.
I mean, that was like, they were on a global tour, so we were like, right, so we could shoot it in Mexico, or we could shoot it in Buenos Aires, or we could shoot it in Australia. And we ended up, it was really like too open net, that. It was bizarre. But then we ended up, so we were trying to find this perfect apex of somewhere half an hour from where Chris Martin was anywhere in the world at any one time, that was an ice rink, and where there were Olympic level ice skaters in the vicinity. So it was a bit of a, like, you know, sort of needle in a haystack. But I ended up finding this amazing ice skater called Tanya Kloeb, who I found that watching through YouTube videos, this piece that she did at the Sochi Winter Olympics kept kind of coming up as like a really beautiful lyrical piece of ice skating, and I sort of kept watching it, and I used that actually to kind of storyboard out the piece of them, because I don't know anything about ice skating. So I was like kind of cutting together this animatic of old ice skating clips to be like, well, I want that move at that moment and that move at that moment. So I kind of choreographed it using sort of YouTube clips, which was a really interesting way of doing it. And then I just reached out to Tanya. I found an email address somewhere and just sent her an email, but didn't think anything. I didn't think she'd get back, or I thought she'd think I was crazy, because this random bloke just emails you going, "Hey, do you want to be in a Coldplay video?" Like, you just like, that's bizarre. But she emailed back and was like, "Yeah, you know, I actually gave up ice skating about 3 years ago, but I would still love to do it. I mean, you know, she still, I think, you know, she sort of gave up very young. She went to the Winter Olympics with Germany, and she's one of the, I think she was like the 9th. She came 9th in the Olympics, which is like, you're the 9th best ice skater in the world.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You know, that's so bizarre. Like, but she gave up after the Sochi Olympics, but she was like, you know, I'm still training and I still teach every now and then, so I'm still like can do all the moves. So yeah, I'd love to do it. But the only thing is that I will only figure skate with this one guy, who's this my ice skating partner from Sochi.
Okay.
And you have to get in touch with him. I was like, all right, cool. So I reached out to this guy who was living in Italy. And he was really bemused. He was like, "Well, she asked for me." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Really?" Yeah.
I thought she hated me.
Yeah, he was like, really. He was quite like, "Okay, that's cool, brilliant. Yeah, I'll get on a flight. I'll come." And then we had these 2 ice skaters that could get to Germany. Coldplay were playing in Germany they were doing like 4 or 5 dates in Germany. So we thought, right, there's probably an ice rink in Germany that we can get Chris Martin to, that is within half an hour of one of their venues. So we started then, me and my producer Colin at Chief, who is an amazing person for going on this journey, because it was quite maddening at times. We sort of started hunting for these ice rinks. And there was also the added element of, we were trying to find ice rinks, and then we were getting these sort of random notes filtered through from Chris Martin, where he so the beautiful stained church light comes through the window. It's an absolutely amazing feature of this video. Like, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But that was Chris's idea. He was like, just so you know, I want there to be stained glass windows in this ice rink.
Oh, wow.
Like, I'm not entirely sure there are any ice rinks with stained glass windows in them. Like, that's not a feature of an ice rink. Like, that's not a constituent design feature. Like, but he was adamant. He was like, I really want this stained glass window. And at the time, in the idea, all I'd written is that it snowed indoors. Yeah. I hadn't written the forest, and I hadn't written the stained glass window. That was all stuff that Chris came up with. And so then we were slowly getting these sort of notes through, like, oh, and I want a forest to suddenly appear. I want it to be dancing in a forest. And I was like, fucking hell. Sorry, I swore on live stream. Sorry. I was like, how are we going to do that, mate? Like, I don't even know. I can't even find an ice rink. Never mind one with stained glass windows in a forest that we can put in the ice. It's insane. But I kind of, to be honest, it was one of those things where every time he said something, I kind of agreed with him, and I was like, that would be amazing if a forest was in the ice rink. That would. And then he was like, you know, and then I want the stadium to be full of people holding candles. And I was like, I want the stadium to be full of people holding candles. That sounds brilliant. And my poor producer was just like on his knees in tears.
Today it's a forest. Tomorrow it's
it's like, how are we going to fill a stadium with people holding candles? That's impossible. Like, you know, it was just, it got a bit.
Was there a lot of like, we'll fix it in post situation going on, or what?
Yeah. And we ended up finding this ice rink in, I think it was in Nuremberg, actually. And we found an ice rink that looked perfect. And all we had was, because we obviously went to all the giant kind of ice hockey stadiums, but every single one of them was like, no, absolutely not. No, you can't shoot on our ice rink.
We won't have Chris Martin here.
Yeah, we've got a game on. We want $1 million. You can't use our ice. You can't snow indoors. You can't hang stained glass windows. And we found this ice rink that was like, yeah, of course, yeah, you can put trees in on our ice. Yeah, it can snow indoors. Yeah, you could put stained glass windows up. And it was a really tiny, like, community ice rink. So, and there are ice hockey games go on there, and it's apparently rowdy as hell when there's an ice hockey game on there. It's like super rowdy. So we were like, this place looks kind of beaten up and a bit cool, and like, yeah, maybe we go there. That sounds great. It's half an hour from where Chris will be playing that night in 2 months' time. So let's do that. So we just went for it, and we were like, right, that's the ice rink. We're doing it. We're going there. So they were sending us plans of the ice rink, what it looked like, photographs. And when we turned up for the tech recce about 3 days before the shoot, I'd flown out to Germany, and my producer was there about half an hour before me, and I was in the car with my DOP, Pat Meller, who's, again, another brilliant collaborator. Everyone watching should check his work out. Mm-hmm. And the producer called me, and he was like, Joe, there's a bit of a problem with this ice rink. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, the first problem is there's no ice. That's a problem.
What was it? Was it just a lot of sand? Like a horse's parade ground?
Yeah, he was like, well, and I was like, there's no ice. What do you mean there's no ice? That's insane. It's an ice rink. He was like, well, the reason there's no ice is because it's an open-air ice rink and it's the middle of July. What the hell? He's like, yeah, I know. It's fucking crazy. Sorry, I swore again. Sorry for anyone. I swear a lot. But yeah, so he was like, basically the ice had melted because it's the middle of July and it was an open air ice rink, but none of the photographs we've been sent by the ice rink looked like it was open air. They've never mentioned it was open air. And we were then thinking, well, we've got to blast loads of light through a stained glass window. It's got snow indoors. We've got to light it. It's going to be impossible.
Yeah.
So we turned up, and what it was a kind of, it was sort of like an ice rink with stands that had a sort of cantilevered concrete roof over the top of it. Actually, you can see it. There was a photograph of it that went through my Instagram of it. You pulled it up. So it had like a cantilevered roof, but no walls. And the walls were they looked like walls, but they were just sort of iron struts where they could hang I suppose, advertising boards and things like that. So it was completely open walled, and there was just a kind of concrete roof over it. But at that point, it was about 3 days before the shoot. Chris Martin was, everything, he was coming to the shoot, everything was planned, everything was going. And so we then had to go about what then turned out to be one of the largest blackout operations in Europe. So we contacted the company that normally black out Wembley Stadium and do all the blackouts for large stadium gigs when they sort of put large sheets of black up over certain sections of the stadium and stuff. And they brought all the black drapes they had. They also got the largest company in Germany to come as well. And we basically built our own walls out of black Bolton, which was a huge undertaking. I've got photographs of these cranes lifting these massive drapes in place, and it was just out of control. It was unbelievable. But it did also mean that we could install stained glass windows, so that was a positive.
Wow.
But then we had to re-ice the ice rink. So then we had to ice it up and keep it frozen for 3 days, which was tough, in order to shoot the video. Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
Well, I don't know if it was amazing. It was
how did they get the ice exactly? Sorry, I don't know how to make an ice rink. Did they have to
They kind of flooded it, yeah, and then they sort of get these. They flood it and then they freeze it. They make it super cold inside the. It's kind of to be honest, I don't really know, but it was something when they have those halogen lamps that heat grass. It was a bit like they sort of ran this thing over. It's called a Zamboni.
Oh.
Sort of smooths out the water and makes it as super thin layers. And they do these super thin layers of water that freeze easily over the top of each other. So you're not trying to freeze a whole slab of water. You're just freezing a very paper thin layer, and doing that a lot over 2 or 3 days, basically. And then that's what created the ice rink.
Wow. Well, I've got a question here actually from is it from Pedro? Oh no, wait, has nothing to do with this actual production. Is it? What's he asking there, Nick? What is he?
It's just a curiosity. Who did you shoot your latest project with in Rio? Just curious to find out the production service company.
The service production company was a bunch of guys called Ocean. They were fantastic. They're absolutely brilliant. If you're a director, production company, or producer looking to shoot in South America and Brazil, I can highly recommend them. I had a great time.
I drove right there.
Yeah.
We'll get the links and we'll stick it below. We'll stick it in the comments and stuff for you. So if anybody needs those things, it's good. It's always good to find those service things. That's an amazing story. I mean, like, I know that you have loads to pick through and stuff. I would love to find out. I mean, I've got a lot of questions that I could ask about this, but one thing we do want to find out, and that we wanted to know from Joe, is if that's the one that he'll pick. We wanted to know, what is the project that he would love to make, or the dream job? Perhaps when all of this is over, once this nightmare has ended, what is the kind of job that he would like to do? And there is the spot we have queued up for you, and we're going to watch it now, and then we're going to have a little chat about it. Here we go.
And then there's this guy, the champion of the Dream Club.
What are you drinking?
The usual. He drifts off with questions and wakes up with answers.
Ready, and rest.
I've just had the weirdest dream.
Okay, ready? Play the music. Jess and Gloria and Barbara and Betty and Dottie. Back up and get a little tighter.
Tonight's dream, the big question. What's the meaning of life?
Come on. You gotta go up. Ready, and rest. 3 and 4 and 5. And rest. Head down.
Welcome to Dreamland.
And there we have it. The classic. You guys know it. You might have actually totally fallen out of my mind, because usually everybody just thinks about Jonathan Glazer's Guinness Surfer commercial. Most people, I'd totally forgotten about the Dreamer. Amazing to be reminded of it. Joe, why did you pick this one? I mean, besides it just being awesome.
Well, it's one of those interesting things where, as you say, everyone always goes for the surfer, or some people even go for the swimmer. You know, remember the guy who's trying to swim.
Yeah.
And for me, this was the one that always stuck in my mind more than the surfer, more than the swimmer. You know, I think that's a piece of absolute genius for its the concept. I think is just, you know, I'm Irish Scouse of heritage, you know, like I'm from the north, and from all my family are Scousers, and my back through my grandparents are all Irish. So it's like the concept of being in a pub late at night and dreaming about the meaning of life is kind of built into my bones. You know, that's sort of how I grew up, was just sort of hanging out in pubs with my dad, or going to pubs with my mates when I could, and sort of dreaming about talking about the meaning of life, you know, talking about big concepts, and but like really late at night when you should be going home, you know. And this one, when I was a kid, I always just, you know, it always reminded me of, you know, of just that sort of atmosphere that I loved, and how, you know, the ordinariness and the you know, these aren't movie stars, these aren't film stars, these aren't beautiful people, these are real ordinary normal people in a pub dreaming about the meaning of life. And the visuals of that are so absurd, you know, that giant great big blockage in the street, trying to climb up. It's so like gorgeous, and it just hits me like it just makes me want to run towards it. I love it so much. It's so poetic, it's cool, it's beautiful, it's visual, it's interesting, it's unique. I think it's one of the most well edited pieces of filmmaking, commercial filmmaking ever, you know, more so than the Surfers, because I think Surfers is a very linear idea, but it's really beautifully done. This is so much more abstract, and the way it's cut together, the way the images go one after the other, are just perfectly paced. I think the music choice is, as with Jonathan Glazer, it's completely sublime. It's just the most artfully beautiful Guinness commercial on the planet.
Yeah, he's fantastic with character actors as well. It's just amazing.
The text, maybe it's because of the look, or maybe it's because of this advert, but I drink Guinness, so it's like proves that advertising works.
yeah, it is funny of like coming to age with commercials like this, and of course like the other ones that you mentioned. It does definitely lie inside your psyche for a long time. You do wonder what it's affected you, and it would be funny in years to come where people reference your work or something at some point. There must be an amazing goal that you perhaps have in mind, of like somebody says, oh, this is my inspiration, and it affected me, and now today I just listened to Coldplay.
That'd be great. And I do get a few like, you know, people reaching out on Instagram and stuff, and that's really lovely. And like, you know, it's very like it's a bizarre thing because you don't know who's watching. But then also, like, you know, I reach out to people that I'm watching their work of, and it's like, it's lovely when you get those that communication going. It's really nice. So it's like, you know, we're all kind of in the same boat, kind of going to the same destination in some ways. But just another thing on this commercial, the thing that's so nice socially as well, just to kind of broaden it out a bit wider, is that, you know, I sort of came up in this world of where the online marketplace and the I suppose the influencer market, you know, was still, it really started to bubble up while I was getting into commercials. And it was deeply frustrating because you'd be trying to shoot a commercial and every client just wanted, you know, an Instagram model or an influencer or a beautiful person or somebody that looks like, you know, $1 million in their commercial. And it was really frustrating because I was sort of always coming from this place of like real people's faces, real character, like really unique casting is the thing that really gives your work kind of, I suppose, atmosphere and life. And I've always, where I could, tried to do that, tried to sort of pull the casting into a way where it feels like you're seeing someone really unique on screen or really interesting. And, you know, I just look at that work and think, you know, that just the people in that, the faces in that, they stay with you forever far more than, you know, what we're kind of seeing nowadays, which is that everyone just looks kind of the same. But thankfully, actually, we're going back into this world. I think people like, people like Ian Pons-Jewell, who's like making work with really great faces in it, and you know, Sam Fillion does it a lot, and you know, it's going back into that world again, which is really nice. So we can sort of play a bit more, which is good.
Yeah. Well, I'm all for that. It's like, I think character casting and street casting is sort of something that goes by the way, and I guess it must be a frustration for a lot of directors about the people that you want and that you really believe in their face can tell a story versus somebody who's like, yeah, but they're not hot, so why would anybody watch? You know. But yeah, no, I think that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing insight there from you, Joe. I really appreciate it. And it was really nice to be able to just be poking through your work and stuff at the exact same time and just get this tiny little taste of your thoughts and influences on that. I'm sure that you have amazing stories to tell about a lot of your productions. I know that obviously some of the people that we've featured before, like Suzette Brissett, has collaborated with you, and hopefully some of the other guys that are in our audience here will also be in touch and will collaborate with you on some of your projects as well. Again, like go to Joe's website. There's all of his links there, his socials. He's also got a YouTube channel which you might want to subscribe to as well. Go and hit all of it because it's delicious.
One thing before we go, Joe, we've got a question from Liam Egan in the chat there. He says, Irish Scouse, ? Same. Red or blue, though?
Blue.
Blue. There you go, Liam.
Diehard Evertonian. Yeah, no, I grew up with I had a season ticket from about 3 or 4 years old up until I left Warrington when I was 18. So I'm from Warrington. I was born in Warrington, which is it's technically a woolly back, but all my family are from Bootle. So yeah, sort of all my family are sort of Liverpool based, and my parents just moved out when they started having kids. But yeah. So it's kind of.
Liam, hopefully you're blue too. Otherwise. We've got
to fight.
Evertonians are the only ones that are doing well out of this coronavirus lockdown, because if Liverpool don't win the league, that'd be brilliant. I'd love it. But, I mean, obviously not at the expense of the global economy. So, hopefully we can sort it all out. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Joe. I hope that we can have you back again, whether it's talking about new material or not. We have got another side project that we are running, and we will be telling you about that more in due course, which we are collaborating with Graft, who's one of our supporters, and we'd love to get you involved in that. But thank you so much for making time today. We pretty much grabbed Joe he finished a treatment just last night, correct? And is busy finishing up another project, as he said, and so very glad to have him today, and that was fantastic. Let's have a round of applause. Come on, guys. Thank you so much. So I'm quickly going to go to remind you all that we're here for Crisis UK. Charity. So please remember to donate. We're going to be doing this all week. We've in fact got another show later today at 2 p.m.
What time's that on across?
2 p.m. It's on at 2 p.m. Today, Nicholas.
Today?
Yeah, today. So tune in again and donate. If you've donated already, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I don't expect you to keep paying like Kathy Wang and Andy Biddle, even though that's amazing. Double kiss. But if anybody else, tell your friends and do that. It's I know this is a scary time, but again, let's remember there's people that I have fuck all, and we need to kind of make sure that we find the humanity in this kind of awful scenario. I'm going to hit refresh again just one more time, just check. I know there's a bit of a slow delay, so I'm going to anticipate that somebody has pushed us over £300 there. It's going to be £1,000 by the end of this week, or I will not stop streaming forever. Again, we're going to be getting prizes donated. We've already got some, which you can find links to in the bottom, which some of our viewers, Michelle and Lisa, who are actually in lockdown because Lisa has suspected coronavirus. We don't know that for sure. Hopefully it's not, but not well. They're in lockdown at the moment, but she's kindly donated 2 of her items. The Etsy links are below. Cal will look at that email and get back to you. Cal from 5 Points, which is right there, is going to be donating things to this thing as well. So that prize all the prizes are going to be at the end of the week for the challenge. Correct, guys? And what is that challenge's theme called?
Lily?
Photoshop.
We're all gonna die.
We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die, which is the Shutterstock Photoshop challenge. We're not sponsored by Shutterstock yet, but we have a link down below. If you want to do something with this image, submissions will be going through everything on Friday. The audience will decide who the winner is, and then we can just deal out from there. There will be lots of amazing things in store. So yeah, stick around for that. Remember, again, as always, I'm going to do the really boring thing of like, subscribe, share, tell everybody that you know. Tell your friends. They're all bored. They're stuck. If they're creative, just get them to do it. Just get them to come by, swing by, have a chat. And if you are from a brand or a company and you want to get involved, or you have some talent that is sitting around and wants to chat about things gone by, days gone by, or perhaps the future, get in touch. Drop Lily an email. Lily's email can be found on the website, on lovely website. And yeah, get it.
Chat log.
Yeah, just chat log, whatever. And it doesn't have to just be directors, guys. We also feature people across the entire pre-production conceptualization thing. If you are a prop maker, set designer, production designer, Steadicam operator, whatever, all we're interested in is interesting people, interesting stories. That's it. And the only way we're going to get through this is if we all get together. We're company agnostic here. We work with everybody. We let us be your bit on the side. It's okay. Thank you to our supporters and partners. Really appreciate you guys letting us do whatever we want. Hey, can't complain, can we, guys? I think that's quite some fun. So I think that's it. I'm going to sign off now. Stop talking. So it's goodbye from Nick.
Oh, hello, goodbye.
Hello, and oh wait, hold on, and from Lily.
Farewell. See you in 2 hours.
2 hours, yes. And so 2 hours time. Tune back in, have some lunch, stick us on in the background. We got some interesting things, and Lily is going to be streaming possibly tomorrow. Haha. Yeah, and yeah, we will see you guys later. Thank you so much, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, and we are clear. It's okay, don't worry about it. It's all right. Oops, hold on, we're still on.